So I've been painting for over 35 years. It seems that the foundation over those years has been about my spiritual quest. And that has taken me to places like India, where I studied Eastern philosophy. When I was living in Boston going to Mass Art, I lived in Cambridge, which is very close to Harvard Square. And in Harvard Square was the Harvard Co-op, and there I found books by Carl Jung. And what impressed me about Carl Jung was the symbolism that I found in his book called Alchemical Studies. And through alchemy and through those images, I found a whole encyclopedia of symbols that would serve as metaphors that became basically the foundation of the images that I painted in my work for the last 30 years. And that inevitably brought me to the mythological. And the mythological, I see that as being sort of the place where mankind has always come to, that place where mankind is seeking answers to the cosmological answers. You know, where do we come from? What are we doing here? And so that has been the search and the exploration in my paintings. The images in my painting are meant to be numinous, in other words, point to the spirit. And I found that through poetry, I could express things in words that I couldn't always express in visual images. And that has given rise to the inclusion, or so more of a collaboration with poetry and the visual images, so that the words show up on the canvas. And together, for me, they bring more meaning and more depth into the ultimate idea that I'm trying to express. When I approach a canvas, I generally have an idea, I have a symbol, I have an image that's been haunting me for weeks that just has to come out on the canvas. So my approach is to create a geometric structure on the canvas itself so that I feel like I have a platform to work from. It's almost like the inherent structure of the universe, if you will. And then chaos happens on top of that structure. So I like to just open myself to whatever bubbles up from the unconscious. So during the act of painting, I'm not really thinking about what the image should be or what it should look like. I'm just allowing those images to come up as they come up and just allow myself to paint. And what I'm basically doing is exploring that unconscious content to see what arises from that. And one image will suggest another. And so the whole idea of the art is actually, in that regard, more of a process. It's more of my own personal search for that numinous content.